video, you will continue to learn about solving a system of equations by substitution. First, let's review the steps. The first step is to choose one equation and solve for one of the variables, i.e., get x or y by itself. Then, substitute into the other equation. This will result in one equation with one variable. Then you're going to solve the equation, substitute your value into either of the original equations to find the other value, and then write your answer as an ordered pair. Lastly, you can check your answer by substituting the point back into the original equation. In this example, our two equations are negative 3x plus 2y equals 20 and x plus 4y equals negative 2. Now, since the variable isn't already by itself, you first need to identify the variable with a coefficient of 1 and solve for that variable. So in this case, our x in the second equation has a coefficient of 1. So I want to solve to get it by itself. In order to do that, you would have to subtract 4y from both sides. So it'll become x equals, and since the negative 2 and negative 4y aren't like terms, they'll just become negative 2 minus 4y. Now you can take this entire expression of negative 2 minus 4y and substitute it for x in the other equation. So it'll become negative 3 times negative 2 minus 4y plus 2y equals 20. Now to solve that equation, you first have to distribute the negative 3, so it becomes 6 plus 12y plus 2y equals 20. Combine like terms to get 6 plus 14y equals 20. Subtract 6 to get the y by itself. So you'll have 14y equals 14, and then divide both sides by 14 so that y is equal to 1. Now you can take this value of y and plug into the original equation. So you'll get x equals negative 2 minus 4 times 1, so x equals negative 6. So the solution to the system is negative 6, comma 1. Pause the video and try the next one on your own. In this example, our two equations are 4x plus 2y equals negative 6 and 8x plus y equals 9. Again, we first have to identify the variable with a coefficient of 1 and solve for that variable. So in this case, I would subtract 8x from both sides. So you'd have y equals 9 minus 8x. So you're going to take this entire expression and substitute it for y in the other equation. So it becomes 4x plus 2 times 9 minus 8x equals negative 6. Now to solve, you first need to distribute. So you'll have 4x plus 18 minus 16x equals negative 6. Combine like terms to have negative 12x plus 18 equals negative 6. Subtract 18 from both sides. So negative 12x equals negative 24, and divide both sides by negative 12 so that x equals 2. Now you can take this value of x and plug it into the equation, solve for y. So y equals 9 minus 8 times 2, so it'll give you y equals -7. So the solution to the system is 2 comma -7. Pause the video and try the last example on your own. In this example, our two equations are x minus y equals 5 and negative x minus 4y equals -10. Again, we first need to identify the variable with a coefficient of 1 and solve for that variable. So in this case, the x in our first equation is the variable that's by itself. So in order to solve for that variable, I would have to add y to both sides to get x equals 5 plus y. Now I can take this entire expression and plug it in for x in the other equation. So it becomes negative times 5 plus y minus 4y equals -10. Now to solve, you first need to distribute the negative. So you'll have negative 5 minus y minus 4y equals -10. Combine like terms, so you'll get negative 5 minus 5y equals -10. Add 5 to both sides to get negative 5y equals -5, and divide both sides by -5 to get y equals 1. Now you can take this value of y and plug it in for x. So x equals 5 plus 1, so x is equal to 6. So the solution to the system is 6 comma 1.